So we've got 3 trig derivatives down already. That means we got 3 to go of the 6 trig functions. We've already discussed how the derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. And the derivative of cosine of x is the opposite of the sine of x. Okay. We've also shown the proof of the derivative of tangent of x being secant squared x. Okay, those are the 3 that we know so far. The other 3, you can see proofs all throughout the internet. You can find them in books everywhere. I'm going to leave it to you if you want to go and look at how they're done. I can tell you that the cotangent derivative is found almost identically to the tangent's derivative. And you can actually try it on your own. There's a little bit of difference between negative signs and everything like that. When all is said and done, instead of getting secant squared of x, the derivative of cotangent will be negative cosecant squared x. So it's similar, but not exactly the same. Okay. You can do the same thing with the derivative of secant. Secant, recall, is 1 divided by cosine. So if you do a quotient rule with 1 divided by cosine of x, and you work it all out, and you use your trig identities, you can see that secant of x derives to a product of secant x times tangent of x. Okay, that can be proven as well. Again, you can find that anywhere on the internet. Okay. And secant's cofunction, cosecant, has a similar derivative as well. The derivative of cosecant will be the opposite of the cosecant of x, cotangent of x. So those are your 6 trig derivatives. You want to be responsible for all 6 of them. You don't need to know how they were found. You just need to know what they are. And you need to be able to use them. Okay. If you discover how they're found, I think that helps out, especially with giving you quotient rule practice. And if you're having trouble trying to remember them, take a look at how I've written them right here. We've got sine, tangent, and secant over on this side. We have their cofunctions over on the other side. Cosine, cotangent, and cosecant. Okay? Sine derives a cosine. Tangent derives secant squared. Secant derives secant times tangent. Okay? They're all positive. Look at the cofunctions and their derivatives. Their derivatives are all negative. Okay? So we have that ability. And then in addition to that, if you look at these 3 derivatives and you take the cofunction, you have the other 3 derivatives, right? Secant squared, cosecant squared. Secant times tangent, cosecant times cotangent. And then up here we have cosine, and the cofunction of cosine is sine. So you almost can just remember the first 3 on this side, and that can help you remember the other ones. I will say that in general, sine, cosine, and tangent, those are the big 3 derivatives that you want to know. But you should be ready for the other 3 as well. Secant, cosecant, and cotangent.